And then you had ITC come in with a really mega project as well.
That was the best fun project. Yeah.
So tell us about that. What happened with ITC?
So ITC at that point was launching a new cigarette brand. I remember each detail of it. It was called Arctic Menthol. And they wanted to do market research was a big thing back in the day.
Right.
So they said, what we want is we want to collect data of what cigarettes are, like what brands are people using.
Right.
The only way to do it, primary data collection. So they wanted a promoter, we call it, a guy, intern, just at every pawn shop, standing there and with the device which collects data.
Right.
But they wanted to make it a little bit interesting, saying, can you build us a game? And iPads as a device was new to India.
Right.
Like, fine, we'll procure hundreds of iPads, hire hundreds of these people, and we'll place them on all these pawn shops, and we will give these a game, because iPad was the first device which had an accelerometer.
Right.
So this was the first time people were experiencing using a tablet and moving it around to play a game, which became very exciting.
Viral, right?
So it was something that people would want to try, and for that they had to give you their data.
Right.
And that was the whole idea, which seemed quite rudimentary at that point, but it was the project marketing budget was like hundreds of crores for the agency.
Wow.
It was fun. So I built the app. Great. That was the first easy part of the problem.
Right.
Then we bought the iPads, and India didn't have as many iPads. So you can't go to a store and say, do you have 100 pieces? Like each store would have 5 or 6 or 7.
Of course. Even today you go for 500. I mean, even Apple will still struggle to give you 500 in one shot.
And that point, it's like, how do you procure those many devices? Yeah. And they just outsourced it to me. It's like, just add it to your bill, just buy the devices. Crazy. So I was like going from store to store, from city to city, flight to flight. Everywhere I found any piece, I was just buying them out.
Wow.
And when you come back in a flight with those many iPads, they were like, what is this?
Correct.
But luckily it's domestic flights. I was not traveling outside, but every time I was stopped. Like, what is this?
Of course.
Like, no one had seen that whole setup.
Device at the time, in those quantities.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And so you go to Amity, and I guess it's Amity Noida, right? Which is not too far from where we are today. You joined college, and a few semesters in, you said, this is not what I want to do.
Actually, a few weeks,
Few weeks in, okay. So what was the reaction of your parents at this time? Because there's also, this big thing that, log kya kahenge, and I'm not judging because I was pretty much almost in the same boat, as well. But what was conversations at home like at that time when you said, I don't want to pursue my education or do something else?
The family I come from, my father is a businessman. He inherited his father from his father. So my grandfather started the business. Right. I can call it lucky or whatever you want to call it today. But the focus on education was always like, just get through your basic degrees and just you have to anyways join the family business.
Right.
So they didn't really care as much, because the only thing they hated was me not joining the family business.
Sure.
Because that was the expectation throughout.
Right.
That was the part that bothered, not the part that I left college. I think they expected me to join the family business, which was the expectation.
And what was the family business at the time?
So my family business was automobile hand tools, so manufacturing of hand tools.
Right.
Typical automobile setup.
Got it. And something that had passed over the generation.
Yeah.
So hence it was expected that you would join that as well.
Yeah, it was kind of like, we grew up in that. So my summer vacations were spent in my factory, like learning about the business. Every free weeks we used to spend in the factory.
Right.
So it was a kind of obvious thing that this is going to happen, and all my cousins are still running those businesses. Right. Somehow I got my exit.
I'm sure you love this particular clip. If you want to watch the full episode, click on the link below and watch the whole episode.